you better be ready. You better hold on steady. Why? Yeah. Ready or not, Babylon is on the attack. Ready or not, I am moving forward and I not turn back. Yeah. Ready or not, Babylon is on the attack. Yeah. Ready or not, we come to break them chains, keep them on attack.
Greetings and welcome to Jesse I Interviews, a podcast which presents interviews with reggae and dancehall artists, producers, musicians and related personalities recorded by me, Jesse I, over the last few decades that I've been involved with Jamaican music. I produce this podcast on the lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nation, and I always like to pay my respect to them at the start of each episode and acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded. This episode features an interview taken from my radio show, Babylon Burning, on PBS FM back in February 2011 with the singer called Nature, aka Nature Ellis, not to be confused with the artist and producer Nature Mackinnon. Nature was in Australia for quite some time on what gets referred to as a promotional tour, but it seems to be a working holiday of sorts in this case. Shout out to DJ Corby and the Fisherman Style family over in WA who made the Melbourne show happen. As always, I'm presenting the interview here totally unedited, but I have trimmed a bit of the music in the middle to help avoid getting into trouble with the copyright police. Let's get into it. Jesse I Interviews Nature back in February 2011.
Take my sorrows and turn them into joy. I have been suffering ever since I was a little boy. Take my sorrows and turn them into joy.
Yes, you're on PBS. Babylon Burning is the name of the show. My name is Jesse I, and I'm very happy to welcome into the studio the singer of the song we just heard there. This is Nature. Welcome.
Man, give thanks for having me, Jesse I. It's the last time.
So this is, of course, your first time in Australia. You've been here for a little while. Like I think you came towards the end of last year or just earlier this year?
Toward the end of last year, or late last year.
Right, so can you tell us about how this tour has come about? Because we don't get too many Jamaican artists coming to Australia, and to get an artist like yourself so young, it's really a wicked thing to have a young up-and-coming artist like yourself coming out to Australia.
Yeah, what really happened is my personal manager, Christopher Lindsay, who worked with Nature Power Production, me and him work together, and on this label. He was contacted so one way or the other by Miss Kobe. Mm-hmm. So they decided that they're gonna have me over here and come over now, and after months of discussion and putting together whatever all the necessary things that need to be put together, and now I'm here, and it's a good vibes based on the people that I come across with at the shows,
right,
and around the place. Yeah.
This is the last show of the tour, so you've played all over Australia now. How you found the vibes so far?
Yeah, I find the vibes interesting, because I think there's a great deal of space here for reggae to grow more and so forth, and
definitely
because there are a lot of people here who love reggae music and are always looking forward for young reggae artists coming up and so forth, based on my feedback, Yep. A lot of people here love reggae music and need more reggae shows, need more reggae. For example, there was this festival I went and there was no reggae artist on it. At one festival,
yep.
that I went, not the other. The other one was, but there was this festival, there was artists from a lot of different genres, and there was no reggae artist, and I think coming across some of the people, they were saying that they wish that at least a reggae artist would be there and so forth, because people love reggae music also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always like to get a bit of background on an artist. I'd like to ask you about your beginnings in the music business, how you came to be a singer to start with, and the early days in the business.
Well, ever since I know myself, I love to hum songs that I hear on the radio and so forth. Sometimes I used to put in even my own words. Mm-hmm. Then when I was 9 years old, I performed for the first time in front of an audience. at my school, at my all-age school, which I attended, called Glendevon All-Age in Montego Bay, and that's where I'm originally from. I was born in Montego Bay, yeah. So it was at that school which I was chosen because I was always humming song and so forth. So the teacher which was responsible for that such concert, she told me that she wanted me to represent my class. And when I represented my class, it was such a great vibe, you know. It was such a good big impact on the school, so that that's when I realized this is my thing at 9 years old.
Right. So what about in the recording studio? You know, who were the first producers that you linked when you first started to make your steps in the business?
Well, the first time I went into a studio, I was still going to school.
Okay.
I was going to high school at the time, like about grade 7 or something.
Right.
Like that, you know. And I saved my money and I saved my lunch money and I went to the studio and plus I used to do some part-time jobs and so forth. While going to school, I used to work and help myself through school also. So I used to save my money and go to the studio and do some demo and so forth. So that's a form of recording also. So I will not go on. I will not go forward and not mention that.
Yeah.
But the real recording start when I recorded this song called Dirty Closet. That song was on the Ital Black label at the time.
Okay. What year was this?
That was 2005.
Right. Okay.
About 2005, somewhere there.
Yeah.
But I used to record other songs also that went out also, but that was not like original full 100, you know what I mean? Because if you're using original words but not the original melody, I don't consider that it's fully my potential and have everything to do with me. But the first song that really went out, and I saw it on record and so forth, even when I started traveling in Europe and so forth, I saw it on record in France and so forth. That's the first like real thing that I saw materialize. But in 2002, before that, I had a song that I used to win a scholarship. Original, everything, my melody, my words, everything, just the same. But I didn't get the chance to record it officially because I did it on a rhythm that was out there already. I didn't get authorized. You know, at that time I was just seeking publicity, you know. So I've been writing for a good while now, for a long time. I always like to write my own things and my experience and things that people are going through and so forth, you know.
Right. And now you've just got this new release. I've got a whole bunch of tunes here, but you've got some tunes that I haven't even heard yet. We're going to play here for the first time on the Melbourne airwaves. What can you tell us about the productions we're about to hear on this release?
Well, what I can tell you, it's my production, my first, it's my label, personal label I'm trying to put together because nothing is wrong with trying to put your experience and vibes into something that might, in the long run, you might be able to produce some other artists and so forth. So I'm kind of building a label for myself while working with other labels. As I mentioned before, I recorded for Popo Movements, Irie Heights in Europe, and I recorded with King Jammies. I recorded for Big Ship in Jamaica. Many of the, like 50% of the big labels in Jamaica and so forth. But I'm just taking my time out to create something, just take my time to build something for me. Right. You know, that I can say, okay, in the future, if I feel like to produce a few artists, if the most I bless it, that way I can, you know, because I already have an established label. So I'm trying to establish my label. And some good songs, some good tracks are on it, you know, especially the first song. That's on that CD. We just did a video for it here in Australia.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to do some promotion with that. Kill No More.
That's the one we're about to hear right now. Nature Power Productions right here on PBS. Keep it locked.
Flesh instigating war. And they're taking it far.
Taking it so far.
Beyond the moon and the stars.
Yeah, the sounds of nature here on PBS FM. You're listening to Babylon Burning. Jesse I joined in the studio by the man himself, Nature. Tune there called Council of Jah, another one of your self-productions, yeah?
Yeah, Council of Jah, it's all about people need to listen to the positive side more, because people tend to be very easy to be carried away into the negative mentality. You know what I'm saying? So it's like calling out to all these witch and wizards out there who get up every day and plan to us do evil, you know what I mean, and try to create a bad vibration. So it's calling on them to listen. There's a Most High, and just be careful because the Most High is watching everything, So that's what the song is all about, So I'm proud to be the person who is a production, Nature Power production, to be putting out a song like this.
Well, speaking of songs like this, conscious roots and culture reggae music, this is the kind of music that in Jamaica these days is becoming more and more rare. In the last few years, I've really seen a decline in the amount of reggae rhythms coming out of Jamaica. It's all dancehall and the hip-hop influenced dancehall. Still enough good music being made, but it seems like it's harder and harder for a real roots singer to find a good rhythm to voice on.
Yeah. Well, the great book said the road to destruction is very wide. The road to righteousness is very narrow. So, as we all know, as the great book said again, the devil was the greatest singer in ever, and the greatest artist. So, if the devil can be here and influencing people to try to go on the negative side, because music is just like an expression, and people express what they feel, and people express their opinion. So if a whole lot of people all around, not even just in reggae music, not just in Jamaica, all around the world, a lot of songs going out there misleading the children. I won't even say the children, because they're trying to lead the future right now. They're misleading the youths, traveling all over the world, I see many youths on the street side drunk, with the bottle and all these things, they are down with the drugs and all these things and so forth. So you can know that right now it's the revelation time. When evil was around from the beginning of creation, but right now it's mass destruction is going on right now and all these things. So right now I am just playing my part, because I was just born a baby naked, and I grew up and find out that the Most High, the universe, blessed me with a talent. And I decided that, listen, even if I have a talent that was given to me as a gift, because remember, we were from nothing to something, right? And if I realized that the Most High give me something, a gift of singing, and the Most High is about righteousness, although the Most High can wrath when they come to the time and destroy the evil, but the Most High is primarily about righteousness. So if the Most High give I a talent, I must use it to glorify the Most High, and to bring people His way, not the devil's way, you know what I mean? Because only good salvation lasts forever. Yes, I.
One thing I wanted to ask you as well, obviously as both an artist and also a producer making your own productions, another way the business has changed in recent years is the downloading of music. Everybody downloads music for free, and music stops selling. It used to be the 7-inch vinyl 45s, we always used to buy these, and these days the new Jamaican music doesn't even come out on vinyl anymore. It's all MP3 downloads. So as a young artist in the business and a young producer, it seems to me like it'd be very hard to actually make money from that, apart from voicing dub plates and touring. How do you find it these days with all of the piracy of music to actually, make money from reggae music?
Okay, right. That's a very important question. It's a very good question also. But I want to expose another side of it. Many artists right now, even some positive artists out there, if it wasn't because of this download thing, maybe we would know them. You understand? So imagine if many of these songs that are going out now from Jamaica and all over the world and sending this negative vibration. So if these were the only song and you couldn't sometime download something positive, because I can speak for myself. If it wasn't for some of these download things, maybe many of the people who know me right now wouldn't get to know me. But what I can say to people out there, if you know that this artist is a positive artist, and this artist, you know that money, you take money for production and all these things, it would be good for people to be considerate enough to, when you can, when you're able, please be willing to spend and support the artist and support the production.
Yeah.
You understand? Because my life is not all about money. My life is about necessity. And I was lying down in my bed last night and I was thinking, and I was saying to myself, what would life be without money? Because many of the problem in this world right now is caused by money. And I wouldn't want to know that I have a good message to send out there, and because I didn't get enough money, people don't get the message. You understand? Because it's the same money right now that's spending a whole lot of evil all over the world, and the mind of men who control money. You understand? So what I'm saying is, if you know this person and this production and this song you deserve to take out your money and spend on it, do it. Don't hesitate, because if you don't spend on the Most High work, you're gonna be spending on the devil's work. You understand? If you don't support the Most High work, you're gonna get a beating. And that's how it is, because everything is relative. And if you're not good, you're evil. And if you're not supporting good, you're supporting evil. So give one to Caesar what due to him, and give one to whoever what due to them. That's where it is right now. But I will not be bashing down on people like, okay, you must not download. And because in reality, my friend, people are suffering all over the world. Some people can't even afford to buy a CD.
Yeah.
You understand? Many times I go to some shows and perform, and these fans come over to me, and honestly, many of these people, they took their last money to come and pay at the gate to just come and see Nature perform. And many of the time, they would love a CD. They come to me and beg me a CD. Can I get a CD, please? And some of them explain some weird story to me. But sometimes I got to understand where I'm coming from too, because there were days when I couldn't find $1, and I would want to get something, a good song on. You know what I mean? So I gotta give thanks for life. You know what I mean? So if someone can download a song and it can change them life, I hope it's not for the worst. But it's gonna be a beating to anyone who have the money and can buy a good production or a good song that can change their life into a better person and their children and this future of this world. If they don't spend on positivity, they're gonna get a beating. Yeah, it's simple. That's all. Like, I'm not gonna get up and say, oh, don't download or download. I'm just gonna say, use your conscience, because there's a Most High within all of us. Even the man who is evil and the woman that is evil, they have a conscience inside of them. That is the Most High speaking. And whether you're doing right or wrong, the Most High will be there to judge that. And who is the greatest judge than yourself? Because when we get up and do right or wrong, you can feel it inside you. That's why I'm a man that don't try to keep up evil inside of me. But there are times when the evil got to get burned also. You know what I mean? There are times when I got to fight also, because any great book can tell you that sometimes we need to war. And I'm a fighter, I'm a warrior for good music, and I'm willing to kill to see that this music go through. Because the wicked out there trying to kill the people who are trying to do positive things with even their good money, which could be doing something positive, So right now it's all about Most High living in all of us, so we all can judge ourselves, and because I'm not here to judge anyone, I'm just here to speak from my conscience.
Right. Well, of course, the show is happening tonight at the Johnson, the last one of Nature's tour here in Australia. I'll be spinning some tunes there along with Sister Itations and Housewife's Choice. Also, we've got to big up Earthlink and Sensi Sounds for helping to make this one happen. Enough respect to you guys. And, of course, Nature performing live tonight at the Johnson. It's only $15 at the door. So, speaking of money, if you want to support some good reggae music, come out to the Johnson tonight, 70 Johnson Street in Fitzroy. Very, very cheap price on the door for a Jamaican artist like this. We're very lucky to have the opportunity to see a young artist like Nature at this point in his career. So come out and show some support. Of course, it's going to be a great show tonight, Nature.
Yeah, man. I love the way you put it, my friend. I love the way you put it. It's fairly cheap, and it's really a promotional tour. You know what I'm saying? We all have nothing much to gain from this, but to come out and try to know Nature more. Because in reality, I'm a young artist, and even when I get big, I will see myself as a young artist, because you got to be like a child to enter the kingdom of Zion.
Stay humble.
Yeah, you got to be a child at all times. So I am a young artist, and I'm here, and it's very cheap. So come and support the vibes, because it will be all be going back, not just to me, but for the future of this world. You know, because I'll be dealing with just positivity tonight, as always. So that's
yeah, man. Give thanks.
Thanks.
Really appreciate you coming in on the show and joining us. Is there any last words you want to give out to the Melbourne listeners who are listening to this?
Primarily, the Most High work live within the universe, and the universe reflect the Most High, and everything what goes around comes around. And we all have a conscience. We all have the Most High that live within us. And please, for the betterment of you, because what goes around comes around. People, be careful of what you do, because the Most High have a way to let it come back. That's it.
All right. Give thanks, Nature. Enough blessings.
Yeah, I want to say one more thing. Yes, I know this is weird, yeah, but I got to say big respect to the man called Baby Gardner, because that I was like a diamond in the rock. And he came along and he shot 2 videos for me. One for a song called Hold On and one called Wasting Time. You know, so I gotta give credit to that man from Art of Love Production.
Right.
Yeah, his real name is Ricardo Baby Gardner. He also played for Bolton Wanderers in England. Okay. So he's Jamaica's football captain and he plays for Bolton Wanderers in England. So we got to give thanks where thanks is due. You know, so big respect to that man.
Yeah, so I think he actually produced that song we heard earlier, Suffering. And yeah, that's one I remember. We were just talking during the break about the Beanie Man show back in 2009 at I think National Stadium.
I was performing there too.
Yeah. So BB Gardner linked that one.
Yeah, he's the one.
Yeah, right.
He's the one.
All right, we could talk all day, but we got to wrap things up and get a couple more things in before the end of the show. We do give thanks. I'm going to play another one from Nature right now, produced by Pow Pow on the Surfer Rhythm. This is Nasty Lies.
And big up Christopher Lynn the same way.
Trouble, although I am not guilty of the crime. I got to keep a focused mind, got to preserve my life all the time. They told nasty lies on me, then sent a lot of evil men to persecute me, premeditated lies on me. They want to destroy me, yeah. They told nasty lies on me, and send a lot of evil men to persecute me, premeditated lies on me. They want to destroy me, yeah.
Nature Ellis, speaking to me live on air on PBS FM back in February 2011. Listening back to it, I found it interesting that I was asking about MP3 downloads and the effect of that on the industry at the time. Little did we know what was to come with the takeover of streaming services. I did think his answer to that question was a good one though. As for his show at the Johnson Club in Fitzroy later that night, it was a memorable one. I think he'd had a few drinks or something. Let's just say he got pretty into his performance. I have memories of him dropping to his knees and pouring all of his emotion into his music. You could say a few things about his performance that night, but nobody could say that he didn't give it his all. That's it for this one. Shout out to the Patreon supporters, the Don Armageddon Time, the Real General Empress Ivory, me Idrin Tom Tanaki, and me Chargy DJ Pablito. Thanks for listening. Eyes is every time.
When you see a straight love, Nature Ellis representing, yeah. Anywhere you see me, yes I love, dancing to the sweet robado. Anytime you see I just Rastafari. Anytime you see I, yes I love, dancing to the sweet robado. Anytime you see I just Rastafari.